sports, culture or entertainment, we've got you covered. Talk Back with Anjan Ganesh on Talk 100.3.
Very good evening to you. I hope you enjoyed that BBC Sports update. Every single Tuesday, we aim to bring you somebody from the HR department or a recruitment company to tell you what are the jobs they have available, which means every Tuesday you have to tune into us and find out where is a possibility of you getting your next job. We might just find a job for you. In the studios with us, we have Akansha Bhatia, who is an HR and PR executive at a robotics firm, and her company is hiring. So we've brought her in the studios. Good evening, Akansha. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good evening. Glad to be here.
You look so young, like you're just freshly out of college yourself. Are you? Or have you had so much experience in HR?
So I'm still in my final year of university, but I've been working for 3 years in HR.
This is fantastic. And you say your company has many vacancies.
Yes, we do. We have a proper internship where we're hiring around 30 interns for our robotics team to assist our robotics engineer. We also have sales executive indoor, and we have promoters along with developers such as Android and web developers.
So this is all paid internships?
Yes, of course.
That's
all paid.
Amazing. Amazing. We have one unpaid intern in the studio, Ritika, and right now she's looking at me and doing some hand signs like some Bollywood dance actress. Anyway, never mind. Ritika, you're paid with our love, and you get to be part of a radio station. How many of your friends are jealous of you? Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. A few of
Okay.
them.
If you didn't hear that, she said all her friends are jealous. Anyway, let's get back to Akansha, our HR and PR executive. You were saying you really like the fact that today is Tech Tuesdays.
Yes, especially considering the fact that we are a robotics company and we do digitalize business processes through robotics and AI. So this day is perfect for us.
So what is it about robotics that is so exciting?
So definitely the fact that it has this ability to transform your business. I mean, we deal with service and humanoid robots that can help make your processes go more smoother. And especially now during the pandemic, you need to sort of slow down the spread of the virus. So a robot as being the first contact when you enter a building is also a great way. And definitely in places where it's repetitive and mundane for humans to do the task, you can definitely implement a robot that can automate that process.
The more you say robotics, I'm in my head, all these Black Mirror episodes are coming up, But yeah, I agree with you. The first contact, if it's robots, will definitely reduce spreading of the virus and more safety for everybody, and all the jobs that can be replaced by robotics. Of course, human workforce trends will change over the next 5 years. There'll be so many jobs. I think driver jobs will go redundant in the next 4 years as robots and artificial intelligence take over cars, right? We're already having driverless cars and unmanned vehicles.
Yes, self-driving cars are definitely one of the advancements in robotics and AI right now, and they are going to take that.
What other jobs will go away, do you feel? Like, would they be able to take away a job of talk show presenter?
So I think one of the misconceptions people have around robotics is that it takes a job, but that's not necessarily true. It's taking away a task and allowing the workforce, like the humans in the workforce, to focus on more customer service and more critical thinking positions. So it's mainly taking the repetitive and mundane jobs away.
That's well said. Thankfully, my job is not repetitive and mundane, and I got to think on my feet for 4 hours a day from Sunday to Thursday, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. But so you're saying people who were drivers before, now they got to pick up skills on sales so that they can do customer service?
The workforce and the job market is going to adapt and evolve into a different position. I mean, if we look way back when we had the first assembly line in Detroit, at that time there was a block of jobs because people were used to being in assembly lines.
And they were manually, physically assembling things.
Exactly. But now it's obvious that job market has moved on.
Because robotics is assembling everything.
Yeah, you can consider this as the fourth industrial revolutions related to robotics and AI.
And AI, absolutely. But that's why there's so many science fiction movies about all of this, and the fact that, what's the word? Singularity is what even Elon Musk talks about. And everybody in this world of robotics and AI, and I'm very passionate about this field, right? And I'm a total nerd when it comes to this. Singularity is inevitable. What are your thoughts on that? And आपके लिए जो singularity के बारे में नहीं पता हो, तो Mansi, you know what singularity is?
No, I don't actually.
So singularity, I'll give you my lame definition and we'll let the robotics expert give you a proper definition. Singularity is basically when artificial intelligence reaches a certain level of consciousness, so they can operate themselves, they can create and recreate themselves, maybe even reprogram or control. So all the science experts in the world, from Stephen Hawking to Elon Musk and everybody, they're all saying, Michio Kaku, all of them are saying that singularity is inevitable. It might take maybe 100 years, but it's inevitable to happen when robots and artificial intelligence gain consciousness and they're able to take decisions. It's kind of like Skynet in Terminator.
Yeah, and if they start feeling like the way we feel,
I think it'll be more neural network feeling kind of thing than how we feel it. I don't know actually, because I'm not a robotics engineer. What is your definition of singularity?
So as of now, in terms of robotics, we're not there yet.
I know, of course, but
so the service and humanoid robots we have over here are mainly need to be programmed to do a certain task, and over here they're more towards helping humans. So
no, I know. I'm just asking your thoughts on singularity. I know the robots we have now and the artificial intelligence that we have now are nowhere near that.
Yeah, so just like how we had a human evolution, we're having a robotics evolution, and that sort of robotic and AI is at the very end. Right now we're right in the middle where we have robots which look like human in terms of the figure.
Yeah, Sophie, the humanoid robot, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I met Sophie at a conference.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. I had a chance to talk to her, and she's like...
Yeah, so we have similar robots where they have like the human flesh. We also have other robots where it's clearly not looking like human.
That's right.
So we're trying to make it more friendly and more distinct that this is a robot. So it's just the figure. It has arms and it has a body where it rolls with wheels. So that's mainly the service humanoid robots we have in Expert Hub Robotics.
Fantastic. In just a bit, after our traffic update, Akansha Bhatia, our HR and PR executive and the specialist from this robotics company, is going to tell you about all the jobs they have available across a variety of different verticals, and these are paid internships and other jobs. So you don't want to go anywhere. You want to stay locked to Talk 100.3, the UAE's new home for talk, sport and conversation. Today, if you've tuned in, we're having Job Hunt Tuesdays. Every single Tuesday we feature one HR expert from a company which is looking for employees, and Akansha Bhatia is with us. She just opened her notebook and she's going to read out all the jobs that are available. Go for it.
Okay, so to start off, we have first internships for in general and then our robotics team.
Okay.
And then we're going to fresh graduates for robotics engineers.
Okay, let's list out all the jobs you have.
Okay, and then we have promoters, sales, executives indoor, web developers, and Android developers.
Okay, so how many positions in total?
So for the interns team, we're actually hiring in bulk right now because we're having 30 interns. And then we also have fresh robotics engineer where we're looking for 2 to 3. Promoters, we're looking for quite more, 2 to 3, since we have our showroom in Dubai World Trade Center. And sales indoors, 1 or 2. And we're also, I forgot to mention, accountant, we're looking for 1.
Okay, tell us about the job descriptions of all of these jobs, one by one.
So one by one. So start off with the intern, and I'll mainly talk about interns and freshers. So for internship for the robotics team, we're looking at someone who will assist our robotics engineers, and also for someone who definitely is in the field of mechatronics or a similar fields of robotics, and they'll be monitoring and interacting with our robots, taking care of it when they go for events. Our internship programs are quite special, especially for those who are looking for their first time, as we not only provide basic training for them, which is done on Saturdays, especially if you're an intern who's looking for your first position. If you're wanting to start your career, we have training for those aspects, and our training is mainly focused on practical one-to-one on-the-job training. So you'll definitely be interacting with robots and those of similar interest. And we also have mentoring. So we need to understand that every intern, they have their different experiences in life, and we take that into consideration when we're training them.
Okay.
So
that's for the interns. And for the software developers or the next job?
So for the web developers, we're looking for mainly Android. So they also need to know how to program the robots using their SDK. And basically, they should be enough to create the apps and the robots. We also have sales and indoor sales. So of course you need to be extroverted, outgoing, bubbly personality to attract people into our showroom, introduce them about our robots.
Showroom is at World Trade Center?
Yes, in Dubai World Trade Center.
And what kind of products you have there?
So over here we have a different variety of humanoid robots. So we have the Max, Sandbot, we have UB-Tech Cruiser and Elf, and also Mitra and Mitri, which is actually from India.
I have a robot at home. Okay, I also have 2 cats and a dog. This robot is called D-Bot. And if I didn't have D-Bot, really, my house would be so hairy. D-Bot, what he does is you can program him, and then or program her, whatever, and then he or she, it kind of maps the entire house using artificial intelligence and mapping, and then knows exactly where the dirt is and goes there and cleans, goes over surfaces, over carpets. One cat is scared of it, the other cat likes to sit on it.
I didn't know you call it D-Bot. I got that as a gift and I call him Robot Vacuum.
No, I don't call him D-Bot. That's the name of the brand.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that it is D-Bot.
There's many brands.
Robo Vacuum.
You guys have D-Bot?
We have similar robots
product.
for cleaning. We have also sanitizers, which is the UV sanitizing. So in restaurants where you're not allowed to use spray, that's where you can use the sanitizer.
Bring one for our studios.
Sure.
Have we covered all the jobs?
Yeah.
Okay, so how can somebody get in touch with you if they want one of these jobs?
Okay, that's quite simple. So all you have to do is go to experthubrobotics.com. Under the Contact Us tab, you'll find Join My Team. And over there, you simply have to fill out the form and complete the basic documents. And then you'll receive a online interview. So this is the first round of interview.
You'll be doing the interview?
Yes.
Okay, so you can say, hey, Akansha, I heard you on Talk 100.3, so give me more brownie points for the interview.
Yeah, so the first round of interview will be done with me, and then you have, so if it's a technical position like robotics engineer, then you'll of course have skill assessment, where you'll come to our office and interact with our robots, and then you'll have the final interview with the CEO, the big boss.
The big boss.
The decision maker.
He will like me because I'm into robotics.
It's actually a she.
She would love me then. Anyway, in a minute we got the BBC Minute Update, plus we got the business news. But if you have any questions for Akansha, because she's an HR expert, she's going to give you tips on how you can actually do better at your interview and why, interns are needed. So if you've got any questions on these topics, send us a WhatsApp, or you can send us a voice note with your question and Akansha will give you the answer. Yeah, Talk 100.3, mera naam hai Anjan. This is the show. It's called Talk Back, every single evening, 4 to 8 p.m. on UAE's new home for talk, sport and conversation.
Talk Back with Anjan Ganesh on Talk 100.3.
Every single evening, you listen to Talk Back with me, Anjan, and this is the UAE's new home for talk, sport, and conversation. And today, in conversation with us, we have the HR and PR expert, Akansha Bhatia, who works for a robotics firm. She just listed out a bunch of jobs, and in case you missed it, you missed it. But nevertheless, we'll give you the website link through which you can apply, even if you missed it. So tell us the website link again, please.
experthubrobotics.com. Under Contact Us, you can go to join our team.
Okay, Expert Hub Robotics. They got a bunch of jobs in sales, in accountancy, for web developers and stuff like that. And they got almost 30 paid internships. Speaking about internships, we have a question here on our WhatsApp. Let's listen to this question, okay?
Hello, I just got my first internship and was super happy about it, but the tasks I've been given are quite basic and boring. I don't understand why I have to do these tasks and when I will get the core part of my internship.
I know you're the HR expert, but can I take this?
Okay.
Okay. Hey, my dear, you haven't left your name, so number ending with 856. The reason your tasks are basic and boring is so that when you become the big boss, you will still have the knowledge from the ground level up. And you will know the basic things. Only if you know the basic things can you build a solid foundation so that when you get to more bigger tasks, which might not be so basic and boring, you still know how the smaller tasks are done. Start at the bottom level. You sound young, like you're from college, so no task need to be boring. You just need to evaluate, what am I learning from this? So Akansha, as an HR expert, what would you say?
Okay, so actually, this is one of the frequent questions I get from interns, as they're confused that they're really enthusiastic and excited to, especially robotic interns. They want to interact with the robot, they want to get to the robot,
and immediately start programming or something.
Exactly, but the thing is, when you start off, you need to start off, of course, like you said, at the bottom. And these tasks are not only basic and a little bit boring, but they're essential in teaching you a key part of your core job. They need to build you up, because if you jump to the core part and your foundation's not ready, then you won't be able to handle the core. That's why it's essential. These tasks, even though they seem basic, they're extremely important to build yourself, to achieve and be able to perform in your core tasks.
Fantastic, man. I think that's the key there. You need to build your basics up before you can have more tasks given to you. So well said, Akansha. We got one more question here, and even this person hasn't sent her name. Hey, when you send me a WhatsApp message, leave your name so I can read it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to say number ending with 0331.
What advice would you give an intern who's going to their first day of work?
Okay, so if you're going to your first day of work, first of all, congratulations.
Yeah, well done. You just got a new job.
Yeah. So first of all, before you preparing for your first day of work, definitely do research about the type of products, services, and the department you'll be working on. You need to be prepared when you go there. So whenever I have any robotic interns coming in, I'll give them a few robotic brands to research about, know about their functionalities, their features, their technologies inside it, which is very essential for their position. And during your work, you need to become like a sponge. You need to absorb, exactly. You need to absorb and observe everything that's happening around you and learn, because only once you learn, then you'll be able to help and work.
Absolutely. The more you input, the more you can output.
Definitely. And finally, after your day is over, definitely sit down for 1 hour and reflect on what you just has gone through the day. So when you're reflecting, you're also going to be critically analyzing what has happened, and you'll be able to think, okay, there's something over here I wasn't able to do. Let me research and see what I can do with that. If there's a technology I wasn't able to use, let me research about it. So that gives you the opportunity when you reflect.
And giving advice to interns, you have vacancies for 30 interns, right?
Yes.
So what is the criteria? Like, who will you select? I know the enthusiastic ones and the knowledgeable ones, but what is your actual criteria? Like, who will you select?
So with interns, we understand and we know that they might not have that many work experience, but like you said, passion towards your field, especially passion to robotics. Now, if you think we have over 38 robotic brands, that's a huge selection, and an intern needs to be aware of our robotic brands. So you need to be passionate about it and eager and willing to learn about it. If you don't have that passion, it'll be very difficult to work on it. You also need to be self-motivated. So especially if it's your first position, it's a new environment, it's a new thing completely. It's completely different from university or school. It's a different place. So it takes a while to adjust, and I think you need to be patient when you're doing that aspect.
So passion and patience. I like that. So, okay, we're going to have some interview tips with Akansha Bhatia in just a bit, right after the business news. Grab our WhatsApp number. That's when you can send questions to Akansha if you have a question for her, like all these people have done. We're still in conversation with Akansha Bhatia, an HR and PR executive, and we really appreciate that you could drop by the studios today. Thank you so much for that.
No problem. Thank you.
It's only day 3 of our show, and we have a huge list of people who want to come, and we're so appreciative and so grateful for that. So thank you for accepting our invite.
I'm privileged to be here.
Now, because you're an HR expert, we got lots of messages coming in saying, let's have some interview tips. So how can somebody really ace an interview?
So, well, first of all, definitely before coming into the interview, you need to be prepared and learn about the company. Know its products, its services, know what the company is about, as that definitely gives you an advantage in the interview, especially when one of the questions are, can you tell me about our company? Another thing is know about the job. So when I mean know about the job, I'm talking about the task in it. Make sure you can relate to the task and try to help the interviewer find connections between your CV, your resume, your profile to the jobs, as it'll make their job easier, and definitely you'll stand out.
Yeah, instead of saying, if I got this job, it will be so good for me, tell the employer why it would be good for the employer if you got the job, right?
Definitely. That'll also help you stand out.
I also have a company on the side, right? So when I employ people, we only have 3 people employed and they're brilliant. But when I was doing interviews, I always found people say, yeah, I'd really love to work with you because then, I will learn, I will grow. This is how it's going to benefit me. I'm like, you got to tell me why you're going to be beneficial for me as an employer, right? So do many interviewees make this mistake when they come for interviews?
So they first talk about themselves, and it's fine to talk about yourself first, but also include something of a benefit of an employer, because they're looking at it from their perspective also. So if you give like how you can benefit the company, how you can improve the company, then that will definitely make you stand out and ace it a little bit.
Amazing. I have a little tip actually, and I've used this in every single interview. Whichever interview I used this, I eventually got the job, including this one. So diggers, if you're listening, you will remember this moment, and now you'll know why I used it. So here's a little idea, okay? Mansi, it's good for you also. So as an HR expert, you got to tell me if it works. This is basic psychology, right? And because I'm older than all of you guys, so I mean, I sound young and I look young, but I have a bit more years of wisdom. I have a bit more gray hair and I have a bit more teeth. So a bit less teeth. No, I have all my teeth. Biologically, I'm younger. Chronologically, I'm older. Let's just get that straight. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that when you go to an interview, at the end of the interview, when they say, do you have any questions for me? I found that the candidates who ask some questions always are considered for the job.
Definitely, 100% on point. when the employer asks, "Do you have any questions for me?" That's what you call the golden hour.
The golden hour.
The golden hour. So over there, that is the place where you can show your interest towards the job, towards the company, and make sure when you're asking questions over there, it's relevant to your position. Not any question, but maybe about your role. Like, what do you think a key criteria for a person to be successful in this role must have?
That's right.
Then you can find the key knacks over here and do a little bit, advertising of yourself to the employer.
Beautiful. I love that it's called a golden hour. And during the golden hour, I'm going to give you a golden question, okay? So you ask about the employer, ask all the questions, and at the end, your last question should be, write this down, because this is gold literally for you, okay? Write it down. I'm just building some suspense. If you ask this question, you're guaranteed going to get the job, okay? So your last question should be to your prospective employer. If I got this job, or when I get this job, how do you see me succeeding?
Wow.
And what does that do? So the employer is now visualizing that you've got the job and you're succeeding. So they will say, when you get this job, for you to succeed, you'll have to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, you'll have to do this. And in their head, they're already seeing you, visualizing you as the candidate that they want to choose. You've subconsciously implanted a nice message into their heads that you are the one that they will definitely choose. Of course, you need to have the skills and the talent and the ability and the resume and the experience and all that. But if everybody's equal on this, and you give this golden question in the golden hour and said, when you were to choose me, how would you see me as being successful?
That will 100% help. Like, if I haven't got a candidate who asked me that yet, but if
every
they
single
did,
interview I've asked this question.
Well, so that would that would help them visualize you, and that will also make you think about the profile, and that will definitely make you stand out because you're already imagining yourself in that position. You're
right.
one step ahead of different candidates. So yeah, that's a golden question.
Yeah, you think like psychology, not psychology, HR experts should just get some consultancy from me? No, I'll be a bit humble. Thank you so much, Akansha, for coming by. If you want to check out Akansha, we've also tagged her company on our Instagram. Go check out Talk 100.3 on Instagram. You will see Akansha, myself, and Mansi there, and you can say hi to all of us. You can follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for
And I
having
hope
me.
you find all the employees. And this is Talk 100.3. Don't go anywhere.